Hey y'all, Jody here from Made by Jody 666. Today I'm working on a big pink bong. The pattern I'm following is linked in the details below. I'm using Bernat blanket yarn for this bong, but the pattern was created with a medium weight. So as long as you adjust your hook size to the weight of the yarn, it's all good. And the hook that I'm using for this bong is an 8mm. So we start with the magic circle and complete 12 single crochet inside the magic circle. That is kind of a lot to start with for a magic circle, but it helps get a nice flat start to the bong. Always be careful when pulling the circle closed with blanket yarn though, because as you can see, it's prone to snapping, and that makes me a little grumpy. So I start over, try to be a little bit more gentle with it this time, and yay, we have a closed magic circle, and on we go. I'm recording the start of this video at my friend's house, and I always forget my stitch markers. So I'm using a piece of brown yarn just to keep track, whatever works. Also, I've recently posted a free pattern for my crochet rings, which can be used as tension rings. And since I've made them, I'm actually holding my yarn, I think, in the proper way. It's wrapped around my pinky and over my index finger. It is much easier than what I'm doing right now in this video, and it makes my hands feel better and less prone to cramping. So there is a link to the free crochet rings patterns below as well. I always knot off my magic circle tail to secure it, and especially with blanket yarn, I'll use a darning needle to really secure it with a few knots before I cut it off, just to be safe. And time for some coffee. It might look a little weird. There is a cannabis-based caramel in there, just for fun. And as I said earlier, I have been getting some crazy hand cramps, and it is better since I've changed how I'm holding my yarn, but taking breaks and stretching out the hands really does help. And I think this size is looking good for the base of the bong. We need more yarn, more coffee, and more hand stretches. The first half of this bong was made at my friend's house, but now we are back home again, finishing things off. But first, more coffee. And somehow I missed recording some of the progress, so as you can see, we are well on our way to a bong. Just a few more stitches and it will be tall enough. And now to make the base, because it's never going to sit flat on the rounded base very well. We start with the magic circle, cross your fingers, and I made 2 of these discs for the base. And I'll sew them together for added stability. Next is to finish and stuff the bong, and it is such a long way down that I needed a tool, so I chose a wooden spoon because it works. Now that our bong is stuffed, we want to close the top and make sure it's fully stuffed before fastening off. Use a darning needle to close the hole and hide the tail. Now that the bong's body is done, we'll attach the base. First, I sew 1 disc wrong side out to the bottom of the bong. Then attach the second disc right side out. And sew the 2 together using the tails, and then hide the ends. And I am sorry, somehow I missed recording the making of the bowl and the weed nug. Too much weed coffee? Maybe, I don't know. But no worries, all of the instructions for everything are included in the pattern. And here she is, the big pink bong. Thanks for watching.